Parker, and I'm with the Lancaster County 4-H.
Just making sure everybody.
And my project was a rocket mini Komatsu 3. Morning.
So would you like to tell me a little bit about the process of building your rockets?
The hardest part was when we had to get all the pieces inside the tube in here, because me and my dad, none of us could get our fingers in there for far enough to do it, but we did it after like a bit. We found a way to do it.
Okay. Any other difficulties in assembling this rocket?
Figuring out how to do all this, since we've never had a streamer
Okay.
before.
And how did you like that?
I didn't.
You didn't? Yeah, I generally don't care for those either. I definitely prefer switching to a parachute whenever possible.
Yeah, my dad thought we had a parachute, an extra parachute, but we didn't.
So that's something you might do differently if you were to do this project over?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I found that the parachute generally provides a safer landing for the rocket during flight than the streamer. The streamer may bring it down more quickly, but the parachute provides a little bit more protection and safety.
Yeah.
So what was the funnest part of this project?
Launching it.
Launching it. Any
And
particular launch that was the best?
the second one, because the second one is the one that actually worked. The first one came down and a fin broke, and then we came back another day and launched it, and everything worked. And then the third time, it stuck in the ground like this.
That's too bad.
And right here is where it bent, because you can tell that it has a different piece. And then on the first launch, right there, barely seeable, but that's where it kind of bent.
Okay, so you had some flight damage that you had to repair.
Yeah,
Then. Excellent.
and some surgery.
So it looks like we've done a pretty good job of splicing in a new piece of tube and repairing that so that the rocket is once again flight worthy. Looks like you've done a pretty good job on finishing your fins. They're pretty nice and smooth. They're not perfect, but they're pretty smooth.
I actually sanded the fins in our 4-H group.
Excellent.
That's what we did. One of the things was sanding the fins
Good job.
for the rocket.
One area where I might make a suggestion is maybe to put another glue fillet or two along the glue joint with the fins and the body tube, and especially on the launch lug. I'd like to see just a little heavier glue joint in there for strength.
Okay.
And so I'm sorry if he does.
But on the third launch and on the first launch, why it didn't launch, and this is a problem with all mini Komatsus, is because this bottom piece doesn't slide off easy enough. So you just gotta like wax it.
Okay. So, one thing that you could do to try to alleviate that sticking is you could go back and carefully do a little bit of sanding on this stage coupler here to reduce the diameter slightly, to reduce friction between the two stages so that they would separate more easily when that ejection charge goes off on the first stage. That should help to reduce some of the friction and allow them to separate with less resistance. Overall, your engine mount assembly looks pretty good. So look at those. Looks like you've used sufficient glue to hold the engine mounts in place. I can see that you've got an engine block in there. We'll push the pencil up in there, it'll butt up against it, so that's great. Okay. So overall, it looks like we've got a really great looking rocket here. It makes a nice display. There are just a couple of areas where it could be a little bit better. We got some issues with some of the gluing, and the straightness could be a little bit better than what it is. The fins don't quite line up perfectly when you align them there. But overall, you've got a nice looking display. Got a nice, well-finished board, and the rocket presents well. And a good flight report here, so great job.
Thank you.
You're welcome, and thanks a lot for coming in and interviewing with me.
Thank you.